Got a new Radium catch can setup. We're really excited about this new product. Radium set it up with 2 fuel pumps, giving us some good fuel supply. We're running this car on ethanol. Very nice layout, internal pump design, all wired up. And then the third pump is actually an external pump, so dropping into the OEM fuel tank, you've got a cool little box, one-way valve, and an auxiliary pump as a lift pump to help actually supply that internal surge tank. So not only are you getting upgraded fuel supply, upgraded components, upgrading pumps, ethanol compatible, gas compatible, but you're also eliminating some of the surge issues and fuel delivery issues that are associated with RX7s. Fuel delivery is important. If you don't have good fuel delivery, you can end up hurting components in the motor, even causing detonation. Here's some of our parts laid out, that extra sump pump, that lift pump, and you can see the actual filters and some of your hardware. There's that one-way valve.
That's fine.
Old pump assembly
Totally
coming
good.
out,
What's
nice
wrong
and
with that?
stinky, very used up. Gotta remember these RX7s are from the 90s. Still have our steel tank, not really worried about that. We removed most of our OEM lines. We updated it with some braided stainless AN fittings.
Sounds good.
And just have updated the filters, pumps, and lines to modern components, which are generally E85 compatible, even if they don't state they are. And if you're really concerned, definitely check stuff out. The Walboro pumps I chose are an E85 compatible pump, and we're definitely going to be running this thing on some high-octane ethanol. All right, that pump going in, just kind of figuring out how to assemble this. We've got some clamps and washers. Get that filter on there, lock down, and then slide that pump in. Already comes pre-wired. Just a little bit of assembly, very easy. Radium does a great job. Instructions online. You can see that hose clamp right there is helping hold that fuel pump in, even though the fitment is good enough that it's pretty much locked in even without the pump. Hose assembly is pretty easy, comes with clamps, just a nice press-on, flexible hose. And it was a tight fit, but with just a little bit of work, we got it on there, got the whole pump assembly in. And I definitely would rather have a hose fitment that's nice and tight, clamped on, especially with something internal that's inside of your tank. You don't want to have to get back in there. So definitely good fitment, good usability. Dropping the pump down in, if you notice, I actually have a couple of the OEM hoses right there in the way. Per my experience, I would recommend tucking those hoses down in versus having them up. It turned out they ended up being in the way. Looking down in the tank, you can see we've installed the actual slosh box, sump box with that lift pump. It's wired up. There's a one-way check ball in there, and that all sits down inside the tank, inside the OEM catch tank. So you have that OEM reservoir, and now we're bolstering it with a secondary reservoir that's even more protective and going to supply those 2 main fuel pumps better. Dropping down in our main pump assembly, just a little bit of twisting. We got them in past those hoses. Like I said, I would, in the future, move those hoses out of my way. And just like that, make sure you've got your gasket in there. Check your fitment on your holes. You've got your sensor hookups. You've got your lift pump, your options between 1, 2, or 3 pumps, and install that nice new hardware. Definitely get rid of the old rusty hardware that was part of our fuel tank. And just like that, a big upgrade to an RX7 fuel system. We're looking forward to getting this set up on the dyno. We're looking forward to do some more testing, but from previous experiences, Radium has always delivered some great products, and we're excited to actually do some track testing with this. So far, looking great, great installation. Let us know if you have any questions. Palmo